Alright, this is update 6.0 on the public test server. These are for folks who want to try out the new changes that World of Warships has made before it actually goes onto the public servers. I'm going to go over a few of those changes. I don't know what they all are, but I'm also going to go over a couple of things that I missed from the last update. Explain that. Over on the left side of the screen, you'll see campaigns. Campaigns was something that, if you're familiar with the forums, they were requested a lot. And it's because some folks want to follow a sequence of different battles, earning different achievements along the way. Campaigns satisfies that request. And it's not the sort of thing that can be completed in a day. Most of these campaigns are going to take quite some time to complete. It stands in quite a bit of contrast to the containers, where you can get a container after earning only 2,000 experience points. That can easily be done in a couple of battles. Let's take a look at the campaigns. On the left side of the screen, you'll see in progress, no task, no task, no task. You can have different campaigns going at the same time. Within each campaign, though, you have to go step by step. So we've got 4 campaigns: Science of Victory, Honorable Service, Hunt for the Graf's Bay, and this other one is Santa's Christmas Convoys. And those ones do end. Let's take a look at the Science of Victory. You can see you've got quite a few steps that you're going to have to take, and you have to start, of course, at Step 1. Step 1 is not as easy as it looks. It's more than just one thing. Let's go ahead and take a look at Step 1. You have quite a few tasks before you get to the final task. Once you get through the final task, you can then move on to Step 2. Once you get through all the tasks in Step 2, go through Step 3, etc. So Task 1, cause 20,000 hit points of damage to enemy ships with your main guns. It also lists that you have to complete the tasks in random battles with a Tier 3 to Tier 10 ship, and there is a reward. You'd have to right-click twice to accept the task. Under Task 2, destroy 1 enemy ship with the main battery guns. Okay, seems pretty straightforward, and there is a little reward that you get. Task 3, hit enemy ships with ship torpedoes 6 times. Now that might be a little challenging if you have a ship with weak torpedo power. But remember, you're also not going against bots. You'll be going up against other people, and they're a lot tougher to hit. Under Task 4, cause 10,000 hit points of damage to enemy ships with ship torpedoes. That's actually not too difficult to do. You'll probably only have to land 2 to do it. Task 5, win and survive 1 battle. Complete the task in random battles, Tier 3 through 10, etc. The reward is 500 free experience. You will get free experience often as you complete these tasks. Task 6 is quite easy, just win 1 battle. And the reward is 200 free XP. Task 7, that's going to take some time. Destroy 5 enemy ships. That means you just have to get credit for the kill. And notice that one is against bots. The reward is 200 free XP. Then there's task 8. Earn 2,000 experience in a single battle. You notice that the tasks, as you move up from task 1 to task 2 to task 3, don't necessarily get harder. They're just different. Task 3 is probably going to be the toughest in the Science of Victory. That's a lot of torpedoes to land. And then your reward is Damage Control Party 2. The final task is just play one battle. Pretty easy, isn't it? But it will take some time. So let's go back and take a look at honorable service. Only 5 big steps to take there. Mission 1 earned 300,000, or is that 3 million? My eyes are small. 3 million credits. That's going to take some time to earn 3 million credits. Probably take you a while. And it's broken down into steps, of course. Cost 20,000 hit points, 200,000 hit points of damage to Japanese ships, which means you have to go out looking for Japanese ships. So that's not as easy as it sounds, because you might be in a battle that just doesn't go that way. Hit enemy ships with main battery shells 200 times in a single battle. That's a challenge. You need a ship with a really high rate of fire. You want to go up against a ship that can soak up the damage. Anyway, you can see there are different tasks before you get to the next mission, etc., etc. Let's go back. The hunt for the Graf Spee. We've only got 4 steps on this one, and only 2 tasks for the first step. Earn 12,500 experience. That's going to take some time. Task 2, earn 7,500 base experience. That's going to take some time. But notice the completion criteria. It can be in a lot of different types of battle. Tier 5 through Tier 10 ships. And then the final task for Mission 1, just play one battle, starting from the 28th of December. So it's actually in full swing now, because I think today is the 29th. And then you have different missions leading down to the final. Earn 3,200,000 experience. Earn 20,000 base experience, so it will take some time. The final task, the reward is you do get a Graf Spee and a 1-point ship commander. Between you and me, the picket fence, the hound dog, and a glass of lemonade. Send that commander into reserve and put one of your nice commanders, one of your experienced commanders, in charge of the Graf Spee, and give this commander back to the old boat. Definitely move your experienced commanders up the line. Now this 4th one, Santa's Christmas Convoy, is holiday season only. And even to start it, you have to play one battle with the Graf Spee. So you either have to earn it by following those missions, or get it yourself. There's quite a bit to do there. I'm not going to get into it. I think you get the idea. Alright, let's take a look at another big change to World of Warships, and that is captain skills, which are going to make a huge difference. You've got quite a few here. The general layout's pretty much the same. This one is going to be really popular with everybody. The Situation Awareness Detected indicator will show you the number of your opponents that are pointing their guns at you. Not their torps, just their guns. That's going to be real important, because when you see that come up, you know what you're going to do. You're going to get on that rudder. Preventative maintenance. I think there's been a little change to that. The captain's skill is the same. It reduces the risk of incapacitation. But I think it was 25%. I might be wrong. But a 30% reduction to having your modules taken out is pretty nice. Expert Loader. This is probably the least used of all of them. It accelerates switching from one shell to another if all the main battery guns are already loaded. Most people, if they want to switch ammo and clear out their barrels, will just take a shot at the enemy. At least you're doing potential damage that way, instead of just switching ammo. Aircraft Servicing Expert hasn't changed. 5% hit points to carrier-based aircraft, and servicing time reduction hasn't changed. Support. Direction Center for Catapult Aircraft. If your ship is armed with catapult aircraft, you get a nice little boost there of an extra airplane, and it's a little slower though. They're a little slower, but also slower means they'll be harder to detect. Dogfighting Expert is going to be used a lot, because a lot of people really do rely on their airplanes to protect their ships, and that's going to help quite a bit. That's a 10% boost. That's really nice. Incoming fire alert hasn't changed. When this indicator comes up, it just means that you've got long-range incoming gunfire, more than 6 seconds. That's a lot like the endurance one, except the endurance only tells you they're pointed at you. This one tells you they're actually shooting, provided that the shots are going to take longer than 6 seconds to get there. Evasive maneuvers. Carriers are going to love this one. It reduces the detectability of aircraft when returning to the carrier, and does a few other things you can read about there. Carrier captains are going to love this one. Then over here, High Alert. This is a very popular one. Most people already know about it. It just reduces the time for party consumables and damage control people to get resituated. Jack of all trades, this is new. Reduces reload time of your consumables. 5% reload time of all mounted consumables. So this one's going to change on a ship-per-ship basis. It's a lot like the other one there that you just saw, but this one is a bit more flexible. Expert Marksman, this one's been around for a long time. A lot of people love it. If you have slow-moving gun turrets, especially on Japanese destroyers, this one is probably for you. Torpedo acceleration, this one's been around for a while. That's pretty popular. Might suit your play style, might not. Smokescreen Expert. This is actually going to be pretty popular, especially among the British cruisers and amongst the destroyer line. Anybody who's got smoke. Increasing the radius of a smoke screen. Other ships will be attracted to this as well, both friendly and foe. The friendlies because they like to get inside the smoke with you, and then they can't be spotted while they're opening up on the enemy. But then the enemy, once they see a smoke screen, you know they're going to just start launching torpedoes into it. Smoke screen is a great way to attract attention. Expert rear gunner increases the efficiency of self-defense armament for aircraft with rear gunners. That's going to be a carrier skipper skill. Adrenaline rush, 0% to reload time of all types of armament for each 1% of lost HP. Well, that's something new. There was another one, I don't know if it's still there, it looks like it is up at level 4, that increased reload time significantly if you are almost dead. So this is just a weaker version of that. Last Stand. This is a very popular captain skill, and it will save you. It basically means that if your engine is taken out, you can still get it to work. If your rudder is taken out, you can still get it to work. Granted, not as powerful or as well as it was when it was brand new, but being dead in the water is a surefire way to get you dead. So a lot of people will mount Last Stand. This one is still around. That's nice. It's a very popular one. Fire prevention simply reduces the likelihood of a fire breaking out on your ship. It's very popular for cruiser skippers and especially battleship captains. Basics of survivability. This is one that's been around for quite a while. It shaves quite a bit of time off to repair your boat, put out fires, and recover from flooding. All in all, a good one to have. If you've got the points to spare. Match these to your play style, though. Torpedo Armament Expertise. This one's been around for a while. It speeds up the reload time of your torpedoes, and it also cuts down the servicing time of torpedo bombers. A lot of destroyer skippers get that one. This is new. Emergency takeoff. This is going to be a game changer. A well-known fact of World of Warships is that when you're going up against an enemy aircraft carrier, if you put them on fire, they won't launch their planes. Well, now they can. Makes it possible to launch and recover the aircraft when the ship is on fire. So there's something to bear in mind. There's a new sheriff in town. Those carriers are going to become a lot more deadly. Basic fire training. This one's been around for quite a while, so it's obviously a good one. And if you read over it, you'll find that a lot of captains love having basic fire training. It speeds up the reload time on their main battery guns, but only up to 139 millimeters, and your secondary guns. And most ships have guns a lot bigger than that. Superintendent has been around for quite a while. One additional charge to all consumables mounted on your ship, whether it's a smoke screen or a radar or an engine boost, etc. It's pretty popular. Of course, you can also get those things on upgrades with your containers, and most people do. Demolition Expert has been around for quite a while. It increases the likelihood that you're going to put an enemy on fire. 2% isn't much, but when you add it up with all the other possible setups you can have, you can really upgrade your ship and turn it into a flamethrower. Demolition Expert is not the only upgrade you can do. Vigilance. This has been around for quite a while, used mostly by battleship captains. increases 25% to the range of visually spotting enemy incoming torpedoes, or actually any torpedoes. And if you're driving a big, slow, lumbering battleship, that helps. Manual fire control for secondary guns. This is something new. It used to be you could manually control your AA in that you could select an incoming squadron and tell your AA to focus on that incoming enemy squadron. Now you can do manual control for secondaries. And all you do is left click on an enemy ship. Pretty easy to work with. Survivability expert, this is one that has been around for a while. It just increases the amount of damage your ship can withstand. 400 hit points for each tier of the ship. So if you're in a tier 4 ship and you mounted this, you would have 1600 extra hit points. Inertial fuse for HE shells. This is something new. It increases the armor penetration capacity of high explosive shells fired from both your mains and your secondaries at the expense of decreasing the chance of setting the enemy ship on fire. So what they've done here is they've kind of made an AP shell that's closer to high explosive, or they made a high explosive shell that's closer to AP. So it's kind of a middle of the road type of thing. But once you mount a captain's skill, the only way to unmount it is to redistribute it, and that can get expensive. So you got to think hard about your play style if you want to go for that one. Air supremacy. This is one that's going to be definitely used for by aircraft carriers. It gives you an extra fighter and an extra bomber, and that actually can increase your fighting capabilities by about 20%, which is quite substantial. It depends, of course, on the tier. Advanced fire training. This one's been around for a long time. 20% to the firing range of main battery guns with caliber up to and including 139 millimeter. A lot of people don't get this because their guns are bigger than 139 millimeter. It also adds to the dispersion. Just because you can shoot further away doesn't mean you're going to be any more accurate. Then there's manual fire control for AA. This one has been around for a while, where all you have to do is see an incoming squadron, left click on it, and your AA will focus fire on those airplanes. This can be a good thing or a bad thing. A good thing in that you're focusing on a threat, which probably means you're perceiving it as the greatest threat. Downside is that any other enemy squadrons coming in, if they're closer, it won't matter. Your AA guns will not shoot at them. So those incoming enemy fighters that are bombers or any other enemy incoming airplane is going to be basically unmolested by your AA. This is something very new, radio position finding. It shows you the direction to the nearest enemy ship. The enemy ship will be alerted that somebody has taken a notice of them. Probably the most useless of all the things I can imagine World of Warships putting on their captain skills is this one, because all you have to do is momentarily glance at the minimap and you're going to see all the spotted enemy ships. Maybe it has some sort of redeeming quality, but I can't think of one. And of course, concealment expert, which is always a benefit, especially to those whose gameplay calls for a lot of stealth. This is the big change, the captain skills. But there's been another change over here. Elite Commander XP commanders with the highest rank, they're elite commanders, you can distribute their experience to other commanders, or you can convert them into experience. All in all, that's pretty darn cool. Another change, maybe not so much as a change, but you have co-op battles, random battles, ranked battles, team battles if available, and then of course introductory missions. Introductory missions I don't think I've gone over, but basically it just allows you to master the basics of ship control early in your World of Warships career. This can be completed again before your battle count exceeds 10. So there it is. Those are the changes for 6.0. There might be a few others that I missed, but those are the ones I wanted to touch on. Thank you very much for watching. Stay safe and have fun.